Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zoe and this is the video where I talk about all of the books that I hope to read in the month of November. I feel like I have a lot of things going on in the month of November, so I'm trying to make my reading goals pretty reasonable. I have about 5 books that I want to read this month apart from the Buzzword readathon, which is happening later this month. And then I have a whole separate list of books that I also want to read for that. So I will get to that later. Let me start with the 5 books that I really want to get to this month. So the first book that I'm so excited to get to is actually a reread for me, and I'm about halfway through already. I'm loving it so much, and that is The Immortal List. This is by Chloe Benjamin. I read it literally November of last year and just fell in love with the story and the characters and the setting and the writing. So good. This follows the story of 4 siblings, and when they're younger, they all go to visit this fortune teller who can tell them each the day that they're going to die. And this information ends up really setting each of them on a different trajectory of their lives. The book is cut up into 4 sections, one for each of the siblings, and how that information ends up affecting their lives and how they live it. It is such a poignant, beautiful piece of literature. I love this book so much. I listened to the audiobook last year, and so this year I wanted to reread it slowly and annotate, and oh my goodness, I'm just having the best time. I'm feeling all of the things, and yeah, I can't say enough. This isn't supposed to be a review, but I am rereading it and I'm just loving it. I also have a few friends who are reading it this month, and it's making me so excited to just hear their thoughts, what they think. I'm also slightly nervous, but to each their own. I love this book. It has such a special place in my heart. The next book that I'm reading is another buddy read, and I'm so excited. I'm buddy reading this with Gabby and Jacqueline. I will link their channels below, and we are also doing a live show towards the end of the month about this book, so I'm really excited. I've never done a live show. I'm a little nervous, but it'll be fine. We are reading Misery by Stephen King. After reading Pet Sematary last month, I couldn't wait to start another Stephen King book, and Gabby and I were chatting about Pet Sematary. We both read it, we both really enjoyed it, and then she invited me to buddy read Misery with her and Jacqueline, and I'm stoked. All I know is that it's about this author who, he writes this like really famous maybe romance series. I'm not quite sure about the details, but I think he gets in this car accident, and then when he wakes up, he finds that he's being cared for by one of his really big time loyal fans of his work. His fan is actually pretty intense, and I believe some crazy things start happening. So that's all I know. That's all I want to know. I'm very excited to get into this one. It sounds a little bit more action-packed than Pet Sematary, and it's not as big. It's a little bit smaller. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward to this one. So because I love The Immortal List so much, I actually really wanted to pick up Chloe Benjamin's first piece of work too, and that is The Anatomy of Dreams, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Her covers are so pretty. Like, I want this in a poster format on my wall. I'm obsessed with it. This was her first book. Immortalists was number 2, and I'm just praying for the day that she comes out with another one. I'm trying not to hype it up too much just because I love The Immortalist so much. This one is actually marketed as more of a kind of dreamy thriller, which really intrigues me. It kind of gives me like Immortalist meets The Dreamers vibes, which those are like my 2 favorite books of all time. So I'm kind of forgetting what this is about, and of course there's only blurbs on the back, but what I think I remember it's about is that it's about husband and wife who work alongside this scientist who studies dreams, and I think maybe the scientist has some kind of intense tendencies, not quite sure, but I think that this is supposed to be like a commentary on like marriage and fully knowing your partner and things like that. I don't know. I kind of want to go into this blind, so I think I'm going to, and I'm really hoping for the best. Another buddy read that I am reading this month is The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis. I'm reading this with Kaylin and Liv. I will link their channels below as well. We're really excited to get to this. All of us are believers, so we all are Christians, and we all, you know, take our faith very seriously, and so the 3 of us have been buddy reading for the last couple months, and this month we decided to also buddy read a C.S. Lewis book. We really want to try and incorporate more Christian reads into our reading reading life, whether that's fiction or nonfiction. I believe this is kind of like an allegory, so while it may be fiction, it's about a larger meaning. I think it's kind of about like heaven and hell. I've read about 2 chapters and I'm very confused, I'm not gonna lie. C.S. Lewis is a little old school, so his writing is a little bit more difficult to understand, but that's why I'm really glad I'm reading it with 2 other friends. We can kind of talk and discuss, but I'm really excited to read this. C.S. Lewis is amazing, and I respect the heck out of him and his teachings, and I am really excited to continue to read more of his works and just delve into this one. It's super short, so I don't think I'll have a problem finishing it. And then the next book I want to read is kind of a random book, especially for I think this time of year. But someone was so kind and just sent it to me as a gift. I can't believe that they did that. It was such a sweet surprise to get in the mail. And that book is The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. So this was really popular earlier this year. I think it came out earlier this year. And I want to say it's like a contemporary romance. I don't read a lot of these books, but I've just been reading so many dark thrillers and intense books lately that as soon as I got this in the mail, it was on my wish list, so I've been wanting to read it. But as soon as I got it in the mail, I was like, oh, I'm super in the mood for that right now. So this is very much a mood read for me right now. I think it's like an enemies to lovers type romance, which are just my favorite. I think it's about a sister whose other sister, a girl, what am I trying to say? It's about a girl whose sister is getting married, and then at the wedding, her sister and her sister's husband get food poisoning. I'm having the hardest time talking about this. They get food poisoning, and they can't go on their honeymoon, so I believe that they send our main character and, like, his cousin, or, like, his brother? I think his cousin. Anyway, these people, like, kind of hate each other, but they end up going on the honeymoon together, and so I think they end up then, like, starting a romance. And it just sounds fun and cute, and this is everything that I want to read right now. I don't know why, but it just is. Okay, so those are all of the books that I want to read this month at some point. Now I'm moving into what I want to read for the Buzzword Readathon. The Buzzwordathon is a fun readathon hosted by Books and Lala, and Gabby from Gabby Reads is also one of the hosts, the co-host, and I'm really excited. I love the Buzzwordathon. I think it's so fun. The readathon is based around a buzzword in the title. So, like, I think she's had the word lies before. So any book with the word lies, any book with the word you, she's done that one. This is round number 5, and the buzzword is any numbers in a title. So all of these titles have numbers that can be written out. They can be used as like first, second, third. They could be, you could read literally all of the manga that you wanted to because of just the volume numbers. Like, that's totally allowed. Honestly, I don't have a super set TBR for this in mind. So I grabbed everything with my numbers on it, and so like maybe y'all can get some ideas too if you're looking to participate and you want, you know, some ideas. I do have 3 for sure that I do want to read. So the first 3 are the top ones on my priority list to read for the Buzzwordathon. The first one is Two Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake. So this is a fantasy series. This is book number 3. I've read the first 2 and I really, really enjoyed it. It's about 3 sisters who are basically competing for the crown. They're princesses, they want to become the queen, but in order to do that, they need to kill one another. It's pretty dark, it's really good. They all have different powers. So like one of the sisters is a poisoner, and so she's really good at like poisoning people and being immune to poisons. One is an elementalist, so she can control like the elements and stuff like that. Another one has like a familiar. I forgot what the other one was. Hi, Scout. I can't remember what the other one is, but hi, you're so cute. My cat just sat down next to me, so cute. But yeah, so they all have different kind of strengths, and it's just a really good series so far. I mean, you guys know me. I'm not a huge fantasy reader, but I've really, really enjoyed this series. The first one was super slow, but that ending was so good, and it totally made up for the rest of the book, in my opinion. So yeah, anyway, really excited to get to this one. The next book that I want to read for the Buzzwordathon is The Girl in 6E. This is by A.R. Tor. I know the cover's a little, sorry about that. This book just has intrigued me for a long time. It was a recommendation at my book club 2 years ago, and ever since then I was like, oh, I want to read that. That sounds so interesting. So I think it's like kind of a dark thriller. There's a girl who has 3 rules: don't leave the apartment, don't let anyone in, and don't kill anyone. That's kind of all I want to know about it. And then it says, I've obeyed these rules for 3 years, but rules were made to be broken. So yeah, I'm stoked for that one. I'm just very fascinated about like that setting of her living in her apartment. It doesn't sound like she has like agoraphobia or anything, but maybe, I don't know, she sounds dangerous. I don't know. I'm intrigued. I'm realizing that I'm reading a wide variety of genres during the Buzzwordathon, because the next book I want to read for the Buzzwordathon is 7 Days of Us. This is by Francesca Hornick, and I am excited to read it, like I've been saying for every other book. But this is a Christmassy book. It's so cute. So it's around Christmas time, and for the first time in years, this one family is finally getting together under one roof. So it sounds like this family kind of has like some drama going on. Not everyone gets along. Everyone is kind of off doing their own things, and they're coming back, and for 7 days they are kind of locked down in this house. I don't know if that's from like a snowstorm or something. Oh, someone has a secret. That's always fun. It sounds like one of the siblings has like a secret, and then they all kind of try and disperse and not deal with things, but then they have to like confront what's going on. It sounds and it looks not like necessarily intense. So I don't know if like this book is gonna make me cry. I don't know if it's gonna make me laugh. I don't know if it's gonna be like a scary secret. I don't know. I mean, the cover seems kind of cute and fun, so I'm kind of hoping that's what it is, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, and so the next books that I have are possibilities that I might pick up during the Buzzwordathon. But those 3 for sure I want to get to. So one of them is 1,000 Beginnings and Endings. This is by Ellen O and Elsie Chapman. And this is actually 15 retellings of Asian myths and legends. So it's an anthology, which means that there's multiple short stories throughout the book. I haven't had the best luck with anthologies, and I bought this book before I knew that. So I've tried to read 2 anthologies so far, I think ever, and both of them I ended up not finishing. So I don't know, I might read this. I love the idea of anthologies. I just don't get through them because I think I don't feel as dedicated to them. We'll see. I think that the cover is cool and it sounds cool and I'm very intrigued, but yeah. I don't know. You guys should let me know out of these next ones which one you think I should read, and maybe that will sway my decision. The next book that I have that I'm very intrigued to read is The Final Six. This is by Alexandra Moner, and this was gifted to me last Christmas, so I've had it for a while. I really do need to read it, and I want to read it. It's marketed as like the Hunger Games in space, so that's all I need to know. I am intrigued. This cover is so pretty. A chance at life will take them out of this world. I know it's about like teenagers that like go to space. Something about the human race, championship thing. I don't know. Championship? Did I say championship? Championship thing. Sounds kind of cool. Let me know if it's good. Tell me what to read. I love when y'all tell me what to do. And then the next book that I have is 13. This is by Steve Kavanaugh. This came out this year in August. I won an ARC, which is why it kind of looks funny, but it's a really big book. That's what's keeping me from really picking this one up, is that it's kind of big. I think it's like 400 pages. All I know about this book is that it says the serial killer isn't on trial, he's on the jury. So I am really, really intrigued by this book. I think that this could either be done really, really well or really, really not well and really confusing. I'm hoping for the former, but we will see. I think I have heard mostly good things too, so this one is definitely on my possibility list. And then the last book that I have that I really do want to read as well, I mean, I want to read all of these. I just don't think I'll be able to feasibly read like all 7 of these books that week. But the next book that I'm super intrigued to read is 8 Perfect Murders. This is by Peter Swanson. And someone so kindly gifted me a box of ARCs. So this book actually doesn't come out until January, which is so weird to say, but it sounds so good. So it follows the story of this bookseller who loves mystery books. And a couple years ago, he created this list of some of the genre's most unsolvable murders, in which he titled 8 Perfect Murders. and he has all 8 of the books. A couple years later, there is a serial killer who is going around and basing all of his murders off of this 8 perfect murders list. So the police are obviously looking at this bookseller as the main suspect. It's just really intriguing. It's not that big. It's only about 250 pages. I have a feeling I might really like this one. Those are all of the books that I want to read this entire month. That's a lot of books. I don't know if I'll get to all of them. I hope so, but we will see. Y'all should let me know down in the comments below what book you are so excited to read this month. If I can choose the Immortal List, then the one that I'm the most excited to read I think might be Misery. I'm very excited to read another Stephen King. All right, y'all. Well, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon in my next video. Bye!